My name is Beata Juraszek Kopacz. I came to you from Poland, and I'm also not the part of this project. I just was invited to present our approach to measurement of social impact. My organization, Civil Society Development Foundation, this is a group of trainers and consultants. We are working with NGOs, non-profits, as well as social enterprises. So my approach will be really, really practical. I will, because in Poland, I heard that in whole countries of Baltic Sea, this is the same problem. But I think in Poland, this is bigger problem, that the discussion about social measurement is very, very fresh, and people don't see too much how it can be practical, how they can use it. And on the other hand, we have such challenge that social enterprises are fighting for more public support. And then private sector is questioning this and telling why creating a job in social enterprise has to be with so big public support. We don't think it's big, but they think it is. It's the same job here and here. And also there is a discussion about taxes, what taxes we social enterprises should pay or not, and so on and so on. And we think that showing social impact of social enterprises will be helpful in such discussions. So this is the context. And here I'm not going to present how in general people are thinking in Poland and social measurement. I will present here our own tool, which we created as our organizations in 2011, and we are working on developing it, promoting, and so on, so it's continuous job. And my English is not so excellent like other speakers, so forgive me if I will be making some mistakes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't change here this headline. It's our tool, ProveIt.pl. It's called ProveIt.pl, and why we did it. Our goals were to build the credibility of social economy sector towards public and business sector, to show them that, okay, maybe we cost more public or private money, but we create something for this money. Also to promote this added value of social enterprises, and also to give tips how to present advantage of social enterprises toward private sector. And my presentation will consist of two sides, two parts. First will be this theoretical background, and then I will show you shortly the tool itself, because it also includes some explanations. And it shows how we combine this theoretical background. So, and we teach it, of course, because before you apply this tool to yourself, you have to understand where it came from and why you have to put such numbers in this strange Excel tables. So our about authors, I was working on this, and also I have big academic support. Co-author of this tool is also Jan Natyrowicz from Warsaw University and Polish National Bank. So this theoretical background is here credible, I think. So our inspirations were mainly new economics foundations from London and Roberts Enterprise Development Fund and Roberts Foundations. We were in contact with them, and we were visiting them and try to apply their approach to our understanding and to Poland. So, first, very important theoretical base is this triple bottom line concept. Generally, it says that each activity, non-profit or public or private sector business activity, has three dimensions: economical, social, and environmental, and each balance, like financial balance, should include these three dimensions. And in our tools, we try to do this, to not present only financial data, but if they are financial data, they are also showing social results of your activity and environmental influence on your city or your country. And in this concept, it's important to know not only how much the project costs and what financial results like incomes or profit it's going to generate, but what is the total value, the social and environmental of this project now and in the future. This long-term perspective is very important. Okay. And the other very important inspiration and something what we try to use in this tool is social return on investment. So we try to teach people first how to prepare for them map of their social impact, and then how to give the money value to it. It's not easy, of course, and it's the main weak point of it when you will see, and it requires constant work and effort from you, and also general discussion, it's credible or not, how you get to these numbers. This is short characteristic of the social return on investment. We decided to choose it because in these terms, in this our goal that we want to build credibility of social enterprise to public and private sector, we think this is something what is very credible for them, because they showed them, wow, so if I put this money, in 5 years, we as not me personally, but we as a society get from it such amount of money. So it's worth to put the money to this project. Like advantages of this approach are also like this, that often you can use existing public or private data. Unfortunately, in Poland it's very hard, but if, for example, British government counted how much costs that, for example, people are not going so often to hospital, you can use this pattern how to count it and apply to Poland as well. So even it's not available in Poland directly, you can try to find similar data for yourself in other countries. Advantage is also that this is transparent and everyone can check are these data clear and credible? This methodology is acceptable across Europe and also in the US, and the business sector is familiar with it. Also, what is it addresses financial considerations and value for money. It's very, very powerful for people when can see it. Yeah, and 7 principles of the SROE, how we teach it should be prepared. First, you should, I missed here, but okay, you have to prepare this social impact map for yourself, how you plan to influence. What's your main challenges and indicators for you? Of course, it has to involve stakeholders, understand what changed. This map is helping you to achieve it. Then you have to put the money value to it, but of course not for everything what you are doing. You have to accept as social enterprise that this is not whole picture of your organization. It's only picture of what is easier or what is possible to measure and to put the money value to it. Of course, for not everything it's possible or at the moment, because maybe it will be required very rich research. You are not able at the moment to provide. So value the things also what that matter and are still important for you. You are giving good picture of you, but include only what is material, not everything. But on other hand, there are some data, public data, not in Poland as I told, which count what in economical terms it means, for example, that your well-being as a person is going better. So you can also find such data and try to apply for yourself. Very important is this not to overclaim in our approach. I will show you later how we try to do this. Not to overclaim means not to connect with your work these changes which are not depending on your work, because it's not credible then, and we try to help people to do this. Be transparent, so really explain how you get these numbers and verify the result. And this is this map of social influence, how we teach people before they are going to the tool itself. It's mainly the same what you told, and probably you know it because it's very popular. So I'm not going to tell you what the stakeholders, input, output, outcomes, and attributions, but outcomes. But these two things, attributions and dead weights, are very important before you going to estimate this impact, because this is how we try to make these results credible and make people think what really depends from them, their work, not from others. Because if you have outcomes, of course, it's important to mention that this is immediate, like this is change which happened immediately, like in a year or in few months after your project is finished or your user is leaving your project. Impact is long term, of course. That, for example, outcome will be that your user get the job. Impact in 2 months after leaving your project. Impact will be how life of this person changed in 5 years, for example, because this person get the job. What's happening to this person, or what society gain from it that this particular person get the job? What social savings can we prove, or society gain on it, and so on and so on. Really, it depends on what your aims are, of course. So, before answering this question, what's your impact, we think you should ask the question, has anyone else contributed to the achievement of these outcomes? For example, this person could gain this job because local office for unemployment people has special program, and they this person were in our program, of course, but this job gain not because our training, and in their mind they are not connecting our support with the result for themselves. And we are sure that in almost all programs we are providing, there will be group of people who will change anyway because of some other factors. Not only our activity. So, to be honest and credible, we really should think, looking on our users, in what percentage the change was going not because of us, but maybe the local services or teacher in the school who help the children we are helping to, and so on and so on. And also, this second, this dead weights, it's also important questions. It means, what would the outcomes have happened anyway without us? Our experience is like this, that in almost each group of users, there will be some people who will change even they don't come to us. For example, we are providing trainings for unemployed young mothers in Warsaw. And we have a group of 20 young mothers, and 18 of them get employment after the program. But looking on their education, their work experience before they come to our program, and so on, we can see that at least 5 of them would get this job even they didn't participate in our program. So we encourage people to think about such questions and not think that if 18 young mothers has job at the end of our program, it means that they impact really on all 18 mothers. Of course, I know that some people are not thinking about these questions, but we think it will be more credible if they do. It's understandable for you? Okay, thanks. And the last challenge here, before I will show you this Excel. I hope I have a time still. Oh, I'm sorry. It's how to put this financial figure on the added value. We try to do this 2 things. Encourage academic bodies to work on it, also to use existing data, and also to work on your own proxies. So if I can now shortly to show you this Excel. Now, I wanted to show you how it looks. So, what I was telling before, it was theoretical background, and now it's combined in Excel. Especially in Excel, because we encourage people to change things. If they think it's not appropriate, some tables for them, they can't rebuild it. And as you see, it's divided in few areas. First is business, for our economic activity. Here, I don't need to explain, I think. There are taxes we have to pay in Poland. In our understanding, maybe in your countries it's not a big problem, but in Poland it's a problem that people don't like taxes. And they are trying to do a lot not to pay them. And in our thinking, taxes is good. Taxes is something what you are giving back to the society. From here, maybe not because it's your work, but in this other, it's also important. But generally, costs, of course, are in minus, but all taxes you pay, it's in plus on your final sheet. Next, please. Here, this is payable on your non-profit activity because first we created only for social enterprises, but then regular NGOs were asking us to do something they can also use it. So, and also in Poland, many non-profit, many social enterprises can also run non-profit activity at the same legal framework. So you can fill two of these tables or only one. And here again, here you have on your minus all donations, also volunteers and other not unpaid work you gain from people, and grants. Why it's minus? Because this is what someone gave you, and now you have to prove you were worth to get this money and you were able to create some value for this money. And taxes, again, are in plus because this is something you are giving back to the society from this donation. This is also, of course, connected with ideas of cost of lost benefits. If I'm giving money to you or time I'm giving to you, I'm not going to give it to someone else. So I lost it somehow. That's why this is a minus. Then this is jobs. Can you switch for the jobs table? This is, we are trying to look for benefits, social benefits connected with this, that you are employing people. In Poland, it is important also because in non-profit sectors, there are a lot of problems with permanent employment and with employment which is connected with social and health insurance. So we try to promote also this. So if you are, as a social enterprise, create job with full social and health insurance, this is also social benefit which is counted. Here, as you see, there is a lot in the discussions in Poland why we ask directly of women or about target group. But we think, but especially people are confused that we are asking particular about women among the target group, but we think it's big problem still in Poland, so we should keep track on it, how you treat women in this whole idea. Yeah, then society. Can you switch for the society? Here is also about a lot of about employment, but here it's outside. Like here are jobs not created only in your inside your enterprise, but outside, where you are helping people to get the job. And also we try to encourage people to think about people who get job only because our enterprise. So no one else contribute to it, or they weren't able to find really the job because if we will not help them. Yeah, and then we ask of about social savings per one beneficiary. Can you show all this, like how it looks further? Oh yes, in this, because I wanted to show you this few years perspective. It makes sense, in our opinion, only in long-term perspective, not immediately today. I don't know how it's in your country, but in Poland, for example, to create job for disabled people cost this year a lot of money. And to see what will be value of it, you need look for it for few years, because in this year it never will balance, and it will never create this value. Can we come back then? Yeah, on the society. Here we ask of the social savings per beneficial, and also for gains for the organizations which is connected with employing this special kind of beneficiary. For example, if you are employing disabled person or a long-term unemployed person, then you gain some public support, for example, or from social insurance office you have some additional payment or something. So you also gain on it as an organization, and we in this tool is counting it itself to keep the balance. And environment. This is the most terrible thing in Poland, and quite complicated, so maybe I will not explain everything here. Only to show that we try to capture here something connected with environment which is easier to find money value. You could ask many other questions here, but it will be not so easy to find the data on it. I have feeling also that in this society or in jobs, I missed one thing, but I will add it now, that there in jobs or in this society, because no, okay, there is also a table somewhere about benefits for user. Maybe in this translation, I lost it. I will check and compare it with Polish version, and then, oh yes, it's here, social benefit. This is something what you have as an organization have to work on it yourself or with help of consultant, because here from your impact map and this SROE concept, you first have to name what is it, the social benefit for user, and then what is money value for it. For example, you work with children to improve their school results, and you are giving them additional lessons. And in this year, it is value they get. And how you put money value to it, the easiest way will be you check how much it would cost on the market. If parents wanted to give these lessons to their children itself, how much it would cost. And of course, it doesn't matter that in this case that these parents will never ever pay for it. Only it gives you imagine of the value. But in 4 years, what will be value of these lessons in 4 years? For example, it would be that if they will not get these additional lessons, that will not came to study at university. So you also have to estimate what money value has this study for them. This is of course the easiest way. You also can ask them how much would they pay for it, so try to create what its value it has really for them. Or you can look for some public data, what costs are connected with being unemployed or being not to going to the study. We're trying to encourage also people here to find for themselves something called benchmark group. So trying to monitor not only our users, but also people who are not in our services, to compare what's going on with our children. We are giving them the different kind of support, and with their colleagues at the same social conditions and in the same environment, which are not gaining such support. Because seeing in long-term perspective, at least this 5 years, seeing this, you can better estimate the value, better name what really happens thanks to these additional lessons, like in this example, and maybe plan better your services at all, because it's also possible that you will learn from this benchmarking that your additional lessons haven't changed too much, in fact. So it can be helpful for you in many different ways. And as I told in the beginning, this is of course the hardest and the weakest point, because you have to work for yourself on it. You have to try to name these benefits and yeah, but this is at the same time crucial point. And this impact summary, can you show? Okay, only this yeah. And can you show it all? Yeah, can you minimize? Yes, because at the end, after fulfilling all these tables, you will have something like this. In this example, it is a real example of a very small social enterprise in Poland. In these 5 years, this aggregate social profit, it's in minus, unfortunately. But for many other social enterprises, it's on plus, really. And this can help you really to see that for this money, you should at least increase the number of your beneficiaries, or to try give them more for this money. Because in this investment, you are not giving it back. Yeah, but sometimes we have to learn also sad things about ourselves. But it's not very common. Yeah? We are making many such, not many, about 20 each year such audits, and for majority of them it's okay. It's a plus, at least in few years perspective. Thank you very much, and sorry for overcoming the time.